Yes, YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got something really exciting to talk about. So if you've watched some of my recent videos, you'll notice I'm pretty into cars, and I recently bought a Mercedes C63 AMG, which is an absolute beast of a car. I've been driving it loads lately and it's ridiculous. So I'm super lucky that I bought that. And to top things off and to get the new year really underway, I think I'm probably the luckiest human in my postcode at the minute, because I've been given this van by Stable Lease. Stable Lease are a car leasing company right up north in Liverpool, where Harry Main lives, and you might know that Harry Main used to work, do posts and social media stuff for these guys. So Harry actually put my name in the assortment hat, and I came out successful and got given this unreal van, and I've met the guys, which was sick, and had a wicked day up there learning loads. So this is a absolutely brand new Transporter T6 from Volkswagen. 67 plate. I've never had a brand new car in my life. Like, the only things I've ever had new are bikes, and to have a brand new van was just mental. Literally, I got in, key in, 8 miles on the clock. Like, the thing is completely brand spanking. Just like, for a mountain biker, like, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching are mountain bikers, some might not be, but like, I've got a really cool car that's super fast, super loud, but this, for some reason, like, almost gives you as many smiles. Like, it just ticks all the boxes. It's got double armrests, it drives like a car, you can put more stuff in there than you physically own, and I've brought it to a muddy car park today to do this video because that's how I'm using it. I'm literally just turning up at bike parks, all the bikes in the back, pick the right one, bosh, go riding and drive home. Don't spend too much on fuel, like, feel like you're in a brand new nice clean environment. It's sick. So I'm going to show you around the van, and as I go, explain like the boxes for me that this actually ticks as a vehicle. So it's got 2 sliding doors both sides. That's a massive plus. I think it's actually not that common on vans. Like, you get a sliding door on one side, but doesn't matter if you're parked against a wall one side, brambles, or if everyone's blocked you in, you can get in from both sides. The mirrors fold in. It's all very swanky, 2018, it's all pretty sick. Alloy wheels. Most vans, like, from a few years ago, have steel wheels, so this looks really trick already. Like, with the transporter scene, people do make a lot of changes to their vehicles and like switch stuff up, but this is just ready to go. Like, so many people have said, like, why don't you lower your van, but like, it's so sick already. It's a short wheelbase, so you can actually park it in normal spaces and it's usable, which is unreal. Nice little spoiler on the back just to make things look pretty trick. Another feature which I actually had never really considered for vans as being like, there's pros or cons, but to the rear door, the tailgate, whatever it's called, this one opens vertically like that, which, like, if I was buying a van and hadn't experienced this, I wouldn't have actually thought about this, but that is a massive plus. When it's raining, which it has been loads lately, you've got yourself a VW umbrella. If you're a surfer or an all-weather mountain bike rider, you can hang your gear from all here. You can get these magnetic hooks where you can hang your wetsuit or your wet riding clothes. So this actually is a must-have, I've realised. It's so just clever. Whoever thought this up wasn't a genius, but they just have mountain bikers at their hearts and in their best interests. As you can see, it's very well stocked with bicycles. I've got my Wolf Ridge, which I've been riding loads lately. Scott, who's behind the camera, he's got his BMX because we're going straight to Corby from here. Even my mate's bike, who's, funnily enough, has left it in here, forgotten I've even got it because there's so much room in this van, and he's now set sail on a Navy battleship, no joke, and he's forgotten he's even left his bike with me, so I've got to deal with that. But it could just live in here for months and months and months because there's so much space. If I did a bit of reshuffling and moved all Scott's camera bags, you'd get a pit bike and another mountain bike in here, easy. Both Red Bull helmets up there, just because they hang from there and look great. It's all symmetrical, just how I like it. It's got rear seats. You could open up the whole van, take the seats out and have way more space for motocross bikes, like massive things. You could probably get a quad bike in here, no joke. It's massive. But it's got 3 rear seats, which is great for road trips. Great if you've got friends. I haven't got many, but I could find 3 that would fill this. Or if you've got an even better friend, a personal friend, my jump bike lives there. Because it's so clean, I've been riding Corby in the foam pit, it's spotless. So it wheels in there. It turns out that the width of the T6 van is exactly the wheelbase of the Marin Alcatraz. So it's literally sits flush to the tyre. So that actually lives there. And when I'm driving along on my own, listening to like real lonely soundtracks and music, I can look over my shoulder and see that my bike's there with me for the ride. So it's great. It's quite funny driving a van, especially like a proper one. I've had a little VW Caddy, but this is a proper big van that you could be a full-time plumber in and all that. The front end on vans are so short, and like it's crazy how close you can actually get to things when you park. When I first got it, I was imagining it had like the full-length Mercedes or BMW bonnet, and I was just being scared and doing 10-point turns everywhere, whereas actually you can get close to things. And you just, I promise you, like you just use this like a car. I'm sure loads of guys watching have vans and they've experienced it for 10, 20 years, but it's been a massive eye-opener for me how many boxes this ticks. And it doesn't make me resent my C63, but it makes me think like, when will I actually need to drive the Merc when I've got this like for all the time? Like you can go to the shops in it, you can go to Scotland in it, you can go to the Alps and go skiing in it, save money. Still, it looks smart. It turns out you actually have to pay extra for the shit brown colour, or chestnut brown, I don't actually know what it's called. It is an optional extra, and when I saw it, like, I'm not an ungrateful person, I wouldn't ever think that's rubbish or thanks guys, but what's the colour all about? But like, I'm so used to black vans, white vans or silver vans, and I saw this and I was like, brown? Like what is a brown van? But I had this revelation. I was driving along and someone came past me on a high street the other way in the same brown van, and I thought, actually that looks sick. So the brown has grown on me, and as an optional extra that you'd have to pay for, maybe it'd be worth considering forking out a bit more for something that's a bit different. It does look quite cool. It's a bit different. It's brown. Brown's brown. Would I change it? Don't know yet. Do I like it? Think so. But yeah, that's the colour for you. We've talked about that now. We've gone over that. The front's like is just like a car. I haven't driven like Passats, Golfs and stuff like that, but it's probably not that dissimilar. The steering wheel, the sat nav, it's got a look. It comes with a bin. It actually comes with a bin. It's that ready for road trips and all the messy guys that want McFlurries all the time. More cup holders than you could have cups. Decent parking sensors. They're actually a godsend, parking sensors. I haven't got eyes in the back of my head, and I'm not that capable at parallel parking, so thank you for considering that, VW and Stable Lease. Other than that, I think it's actually worth getting in and heading to Corby, and we'll talk about the interior on the way to Corby because it's not warm, it's about to rain. Scott's hands are shaking a bit now. So let's jump inside, head to Corby. We've got all the bikes, all the helmets, we're ready to go. That's going to be another video, but yeah, let's jump in and literally talk about what's going on inside. Ooh. Boom. Okay, so I'm inside the T6 wagon, and I think from now on in future videos, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time sat here, this is going to go by the name the Stable Beast, because obviously Stable Lease hooked it up. It is a beast. It's not a C63, but it actually is a beast that ticks the boxes. So, double armrests, Bosch, which means when you're driving, you're just so comfortable. And if you've been on a long haul flight and the guy next to you stealing your armrest, or in the cinema, and it's really depressing and infuriating, you don't get that here, because even the passenger, Scott here, yep, has a double armrest. So there's no fights. You don't actually get fights in the front of here. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I see from a driver's perspective. Leather steering wheel, which is posh and luxury, especially for a van. Very digital setup. Obviously parking sensors, it's telling me there's no one around at the minute. Nothing to be scared of. If we go for the nav, that's where we are in the world. Right next to Woburn, the trails. Heating, air conditioning, stuff, places to put stuff, places to put more stuff, and another place to put stuff. So the van has been very well considered for all-round use, especially for me if I have a lot of stuff. I could put my Allen keys, my spanners and my spoke key in 3 different places. And then obviously, as I said, in the back, the real one and only personal friend, the Alcatraz, is just sat looking pretty, ready to be wheeled out one of 2 side doors at Corby Skate Park. So I'm very excited, and I'm extremely grateful, because the guys at Stable Lease haven't just hooked me up, they've like given me a new perspective on being a mountain biker and what really is required to get the most out of riding, because I've got most of my bikes in here, and if I go to a bike park I could ride multiple bikes in one day, which is insane. Shout out to VW for coming up with dual armrests and the captain chairs, that's rad. Massive shout out to Harry Main, because without him and working with him doing stuff for his channel, for my channel, I'd have probably not got in touch with Stable Lease, so that's a massive touch and I can't thank him enough. And shout out for Scott for filming these beast videos. So we're off to Corby now, which is going to be the next video on my channel, and I'm going to do a how-to. Give me an idea in the comments what tricks you want me to do a how-to on, because I can do quite a few tricks myself and I would happily teach you any of them. I actually really enjoy like explaining the science behind a trick and like little tweaks you can make to really make them work. It's something I think about, and it's something you should think about as well. So give me an idea what tricks you want to learn. I will go through them in very much detail and use interesting angles to display the pros and cons and attributes of doing different styles of tricks. Other than that, other than all that rubbish, I'm going to say over and out, and thanks so much for enjoying and watching my video. I hope you did enjoy it. See you in the next one. Peace out, Scott.
Sick.
Peace out, YouTube. Thanks, guys. Legends.